If you buy coffee every morning, this simple home coffee method could save you hundreds of dollars a year. And the best part is, you don't need an expensive espresso machine. With just a mocha pot, a Vietnamese fin filter, and a few simple ingredients, you can make cafe-style coffee drinks right at home. Today I'll show you 6 coffee drinks you can make at home, from a smooth Americano to Vietnamese iced coffee, egg coffee, Baku salted coffee, and a simple cappuccino. First, to make a great cup of coffee. Choosing the right coffee is very important. For these recipes, I recommend using a blend of Robusta and Arabica beans. This combination provides a rich aroma, bold flavor, and a naturally sweet finish. You can also use any type of coffee that suits your personal taste. Next comes the brewing equipment. Many people think you need an expensive espresso machine to make coffee that tastes as good as what you get at a cafe. The truth is, you don't. With just a mocha pot and a traditional Vietnamese fin filter with a simple design like this, you can still brew delicious coffee right at home. Now let's make a rich and delicious Americano using this mocha pot. First, add about 12 grams of finely ground coffee to the filter basket and gently level it. Then add about 60 grams of water to the bottom chamber. This amount of water helps create a more concentrated cup of coffee. Now place the mocha pot on the stove over low heat. After a while, you'll see the coffee begin to flow into the upper chamber. At that point, move the pot off to the side. This slows down the extraction process and helps bring out more flavor. Once the coffee is finished brewing, pour it into a cup. You'll have a rich, concentrated coffee with a smooth texture that is very similar to espresso. At this point, you can enjoy it as it is. However, I prefer an Americano with a gentler flavor, so I add hot water. A 1-to-1 ratio of water to coffee creates a balanced and harmonious cup. If you prefer a lighter taste, try a 1-to-2 ratio using 1 part coffee and 2 parts hot water. The wonderful thing is that adding water does not change the coffee extraction. It simply reduces the concentration, allowing you to adjust the strength to match your personal preference. And just like that, you have an Americano with a smooth aromatic flavor, a light pleasant bitterness, and a refreshing finish that is easy to enjoy. Next is a recipe for making Vietnamese-style milk coffee using a traditional fin filter. The brewing method is very simple and does not require any cooking like people used to do in the past. First, add 3 tablespoons of ground coffee to the fin. Gently tap it to level the surface, then place the press plate on top. This part is very important because it helps release trapped gases inside the coffee grounds during brewing and allows for a more even extraction. You should not skip this step because it can cause the water to flow through too quickly, resulting in weak coffee. Next, pour a little boiling water into the fin lid and place the fin filter on top of it. This is a blooming technique that I learned from the Vietnamese way of brewing coffee. Then pour about 3 tablespoons of boiling water over the coffee and let it sit for about 1 minute so the trapped gases can fully escape. After the blooming stage, place the fin on top of a cup, fill it with hot water, and cover it with the lid. At this point, the coffee should drip slowly and steadily. About 5 to 7 minutes is ideal. I was quite impressed by this brewing method in Vietnam. Whenever you order coffee at a cafe, they often bring the entire cup with the fins still brewing on top. Once all the coffee has dripped through, you will have a rich and concentrated coffee extract. Next, take a glass, add 2 tablespoons of sweetened condensed milk, then pour in the freshly brewed black coffee. Stir until everything is fully combined. As you mix, the dark coffee will gradually turn into a beautiful caramel color. Next, add plenty of ice and stir well. The result is a smooth, aromatic, and delicious milk coffee with balanced sweetness and a refreshing flavor that is perfect for starting the day. Besides Vietnamese iced coffee, there's another coffee recipe from Vietnam that I absolutely love, and that's egg coffee. With its rich flavor, creamy texture, and unique character, it has become famous all around the world. The special part of this recipe is the layer of egg cream on top. First, prepare 2 egg yolks, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and a little sweetened condensed milk. Then whisk everything together until the mixture becomes light, smooth, and creamy. After a few minutes, you'll notice that the cream has doubled in volume and turned a pale yellow color. That's exactly what you want. Next, gently pour the egg cream over a freshly brewed cup of black coffee. You'll see 2 beautiful layers form naturally. Finally, lightly dust the top with a little cocoa powder. And just like that, you have a beautiful cup of egg coffee. When you drink it, simply stir everything together. You'll be able to taste the rich flavor of the coffee combined with the creamy, silky texture of the egg mixture. Be sure to save this recipe and try making it for your family. And don't forget to let me know what everyone thinks about it in the comments below. Another coffee recipe that is perfect for people who prefer a milder coffee flavor is Baku. Unlike traditional Vietnamese coffee, start by adding 2 tablespoons of sweetened condensed milk to a tall glass. Fill the glass with ice, then pour in fresh milk. Next, make the coffee foam for the top layer. Add about 30 milliliters of strong coffee to a cup. Add a little sugar and whisk until it becomes light and foamy. Then slowly pour this mixture over the milk. It creates a beautiful layered effect. This recipe is gentle and similar to a latte, allowing you to enjoy its rich, creamy, refreshing flavor. It is an ideal choice for people who are sensitive to caffeine. Next is Vietnamese salted coffee, a drink that has become increasingly popular because of its unique flavor. Start by making a lightly sweetened Vietnamese iced coffee using black coffee and a small amount of sweetened condensed milk. Add ice to the glass and set it aside. Now let's make the salted cream. In a small cup, add about 50 milliliters of heavy cream and a little salt. You only need a small amount, not too much, so it doesn't become overly salty. Then whisk everything together until the mixture becomes smooth, thick, and creamy. The mixture should have a silky texture and be easy to pour. Next, gently pour the salted cream over the coffee and sprinkle a little cocoa powder on top. The highlight of this recipe is that the salted cream helps reduce bitterness, adds richness, and brings out the bold flavor of the coffee. Finally, we have a classic cappuccino recipe. It's a perfectly balanced combination of coffee milk and milk foam. First, prepare the milk foam by adding about 50 milliliters of warm milk to a cup. Use a milk frother and whisk until the milk becomes light and foamy with a thick layer of foam on top. Now use the traditional ratio of 1/3 coffee, 1/3 hot milk, and 1/3 milk foam. Gently pour each layer one at a time. This is the balanced ratio that creates the signature texture and flavor of a cappuccino. You can also show off your creativity by shaping the foam on top however you like. And just like that, you have a delicious creamy cappuccino with a harmonious coffee flavor blended with a light airy milk foam that is incredibly appealing. This recipe is easy to make, isn't it? And those are 6 famous coffee recipes that are simple and easy to make at home. Have you found the one that suits you best? If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and see you again.